Hi everyone! Welcome to another episode of Nathan's 3D Factory. I'm working in Blender 4.0 and in this episode what we're going to do is the sculpt mode. So to begin, we're at the default cube and we're just going to do some simple sculpting on here just to give you an idea of what is going on. So to do that, we're going to do Control, Tab, and then we're going to go to sculpt mode, or you can press 2 on the keyboard. Now immediately you get this new mode where you get all these cool things right here, a bunch of cool tools. Primarily we're going to look at draw and we're going to look at smooth, and we're going to do a couple other things like inflate. They're pretty cool tools. You can use a bunch of them for a bunch of different reasons, but those are the ones I like, and also pinch. So first of all, I'm going to show you right here that if I just start sculpting, start drawing on these, not a whole lot happens, right? In this default cube, whatever. So you can do a few things here. So I can do Control Z just to kind of get it back into its default cubeness. I can press N to bring up a few more tools here. So for the tool, you'll see that you have your draw brush and everything. You have some other things. You have Dyn Topo. I'm not going to mess with that one on this episode because I found something really cool, and I'll show you in a moment. Symmetry I really like to do if I'm doing something like a face. And we'll just do a really simple face. Nothing too fancy. So, I'll go into front, and then one thing that I found in sculpt mode is that if you press Control 1, this happens. Now in your normal object mode, that would just give you subdivision surface. But if I go into my modifiers, because I did it in the sculpt mode, it brought up multi-res. Now multi-res is really cool because you can sculpt at a bunch of different levels. So we can start out with this level 1, and then I like the fact that you can control this up to certain levels just by doing Control 2, 3, 4, 5, and up to 5 is what I found. Control 2 will change that to that level. If I do Control 1 again, it's back to the basic level of the subdivision. Okay, so if I do Control 4, look how smooth that is. Anyway, so I'm going to do Control 1 to start us out here. So one thing I want to do is that I want to flatten out the sides. So I'm going to actually do the G for grab. The grab brush is really cool. So, and right now I'm not getting a lot of strength on it. Okay, now it's getting better. So now I can also press F to increase the size. Do that. So now I'm getting a very basic shape here. I also want to pull in this. Do some things like that. And now, if I'm satisfied with the shape there, then I can go to Control 2 and do my next part. So now, what I can do is I can start to get a little bit more of the shape of, say, the chin right there. And so I can do the grab brush and do something like that. Okay, just keep it going there. F to reduce the size or to increase it. And I can do Shift F to increase or decrease the strength of the brush too. So it can get really strong or really subtle depending on how you need for this. Okay. So we got something like that. Kind of flatten out the head a little bit maybe. Alright, and then I can press S to smooth it. Okay, and I to inflate it. Bunch of stuff. Okay, and since I don't want this freaking crater in his head, shows that maybe he got dropped on his head as a kid, you know? Alright. G for grab again. Just a bunch of stuff where you're just kind of refining your workflow. And then as you get done with some of those details, then you work on it to the next level of detail. So in the next level of detail, I can start putting in stuff like the ears. So I can press V for draw. That's kind of weird, right? But what I can do is I can reduce this, start drawing in the ears. Okay. Alright, and then maybe I'll take the size down a little bit, Shift F to get the strength a little bit more. Okay. And also, as you're doing these drawings, you're going to notice that maybe you want to have, like, you want to draw inward or you want to draw outward. You do stuff like that. We're going to do the nose right here. So it'll be a pretty big protruding feature, right? Then we can also do the eyes, increase the size, maybe decrease the strength a little bit. And then we can press Control to go inward instead of outward. So I'm pressing Control as I'm drawing this, so I can get those eyes to go, those eye sockets, I should say, to go inward. Okay, and then I can do something where I can protrude the mouth as well. So I can like reduce the size there. Gives us something very basic. And then once we start getting those details there, then we can start going into the next level of detail. So let's see. So right now, go into level 4 by pressing Control 4. Okay. Increase the size on this, and then I'm also going to pinch this some. P to do pinch. So you have all your menu options right over here. All right. So pinch, I'll use occasionally in a pinch. Let's say. Okay. I for inflate. Most of these make sense, you know, and there's sometimes where you'll get things where you're going to get multiple shortcuts, and there's also a really good shortcut menu, but you're going to figure out what you like to do for your workflow again, you know, as you're doing these. So I can do S for smooth, Shift F just to get it. So you probably see me just kind of like wandering around doing all this stuff, but this gives you at least some kind of an idea of what to do with your sculpting. So let's see, inflate this again, Shift to push it inward. So in essence, you're going to be doing deflate by doing Shift I, or Control I should say. So then you can grab to pull these in. Okay, and grab to pull these up. Inflate. Okay. All right. And so just keep these going, Shift F to really, really inflate it. Okay. And then just keep going with those. And you can go to the next level up, Control 5. So then you start to get more of those details in there. And you start to see your face kind of taking shape here. A little bit at a time. Okay. You just keep it going where you can pinch that up. All right, there we go. And you start to see some of the effects of the pinch a little bit more in the higher levels of resolution than you do in the lower as well. So G, I grab that. We can inflate right here. Oops, I don't want to go that big, so F. Pretty sweet, isn't it? I can grab if that looks too big. Smooth it. Pinch. Pinch there. I can inflate at this point right here too. My nose looks kind of low there, or maybe it's just that the chin is too high up. So I can grab that. Pull it out a little bit more. Smooth that. Inflate. And look at that. Pretty sweet, huh? Okay, and then if something looks kind of like a little bit wonky, you can do something like that. I'll be completely honest, guys, I'm not the best at like sculpt mode, but it's kind of fun just to know it and just to do it, you know? So anyway, this kind of gives you a little bit more of an idea of how you do the sculpt mode. I'm going to inflate that a little bit more. And you get kind of an idea of that. Okay. One thing to note also is that as you go through this, there we go. As you go through this kind of stuff, you're going to see where you just use like the side views and the front view, and you know, you just kind of alternate views as you're going around, and kind of helps you with that, of just getting more accurate results, making sure it doesn't look too much like anything that you don't want it to. So if I can pull this up right here, grab that. So a lot of small manipulations, and I see that that got grabbed and did some weird stuff right there, so I'll just smooth that out. Grab that. Smooth it. Okay. Anyway, so these are some simple steps that you can use to get kind of like a start of a face. And so anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you like this. I hope you comment, and I hope that you subscribe to my channel if you enjoy this content, so that you can enjoy this content as well as more. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.